Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jerry Podcast 2.0, Season 2, whatever you want to call it. We, as you may have noticed, have had a rather long break. Well, Sheyn moved, and I just got busy trying to make my way back to Canada and avoid being locked in America. That wouldn't have been great for me. Mm-hmm. So now we have listened to the masses and put Josh back on a rocket ship on his way to the International Space Station, where he does represent his country, Sweden. And we've replaced him with the most requested guest. We present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Bobo from Biking with Bobo.
Somebody requested me?
So many
So
people.
much. Yeah.
And the thing is, because you're not high or drunk, I don't think this is going to live up to their expectations.
No. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. We can fix this.
Hey guys, this is a mountain bike podcast, a mountain biking podcast, an MTB podcast about mountain biking. We talk about bikes, but in a way we don't. You never know it by the name. It's the Joey Podcast, now known as Joey Mountain Bike Podcast for search engine optimization.
Back with Bobo are your hosts, me, Paul. Do I have a funny name, Sheyn?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
The punter.
That's not a funny name. That's just what my name is. It's not like Josh or Shanae.
Paul.
I can't be Pee-Pee. That would be stupid.
Paul.
Now we have me and also Shanae. Sheyn, the crashing dad.
I'm still here.
He sounds like that. He sounds like that. Now I'm just gonna say straight up, Bobo doesn't have as big a girthy internet cable as myself or Sheyn. So if he breaks up, just live with it. Just get on with it. Everyone's been on at us like saying, what's the next Jerry podcast? Even Shane's wife has been going on about where the Jerry podcast. She messaged me.
She text you?
Why is your wife messaging me asking where the podcast is, Sheyn?
She talked to me yesterday. She was like, you need to talk to Paul. We need to do another podcast.
We didn't break up. We just went like, oh, there's some really good YouTube videos.
We didn't break up.
We've let the world experience what it's like to do this over the online thing and change themselves into potatoes. And it's frustrating, right?
Exactly.
We do it every week for you, except for last time, which was last month. Was it a month ago that we did it?
Yeah. It was at the Sedona Festival.
Wow. Oh, that's the Bobo
Thanks,
we
Bobo.
need.
Just straight into it. Now,
Barbecue potato chips.
I'm sure you've listened to every single one of the Jerry podcasts.
All of them.
So you know full well that we start with last week's comments.
It's last week's comments.
Yes, last week's comments, Sheyn. And are they last week's comments? We were just talking about it. It could be almost last year's comments.
Yeah, last year's comments, last season's comments, because this is season 2, right?
We could say it's pre-apocalyptic comments.
That is true, right? When it was getting started. You know, the bulk, though, of last podcast's comments were all Joey of the Week nominations. Just going to say that.
Really?
There's a shload of them. This whole podcast could be that.
Oh, wow.
So there's like two that make sense. I'm going to start off with our friend Jordan Boostmaster. He said, I've never been to Sedona in my life, but I think it'd be fun. I honestly want to go. Okay, so the reason I put that there is that is confirmation. Because Paul, weren't you called out on the trail? Like, you came here with Jordan Boostmaster and made videos going off the trail. Like, it was bad.
Mate, Bobo, let me tell you what happened. Okay, we're just like at this point in Sedona, right? Just like a little rock thing. And we were having a little bit of a session. There were 75 people on our group ride, which is mental.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And we were there. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to have to act it out because this is what the guy is like. So imagine like we're like where I'm positioned right now for visual people. Okay. And this guy is like this. Hold on.
Am I going to see Paul's ass in this?
Yes.
Okay.
Stupid YouTubers coming around here, showing all the secrets of the trails, eh? Yeah. I got Jordan Boostmaster showing up. Hey, you, Paul, you know what I'm talking about. You were with him. I'm sorry, sir. I don't think Jordan's even been to Sedona. I certainly haven't been.
How
No, you were with him. I know it. I know you were with him. No,
how is a giant rock slab that one might be able to see from space a secret? Is what I don't understand. Like,
no, I don't even. No, but it wasn't where we were. It was just in general. This guy was just like irate, and I was like, I actually turned around to him and said, like, I really don't understand what's happening. Is this a joke? Like,
that's a valid response. I mean, I would think with like my sense of humor, I would hope to God if I encountered something like that, would have to be a joke. But sometimes it's confusing when the joke doesn't always land. And I don't know that I would be able to handle it the way that you handled it. How did you proceed?
I don't think he was joking.
He wasn't joking.
He wasn't joking. Calling you out for like showing off trail riding.
He was being serious. But no, but he was focused on Jordan. And I was like,
yep.
He's never been here. He's never even been in this state.
Is that what you said to him? Like, is that your response?
Yeah, but he was so adamant about it. He's like, nope, it was definitely him. I'm like,
I just watched it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I would not have been able to be that cool about it. Like, I like to think that I'd be that cool, but in the moment, I always do regrettable things. I'd be like, oh yeah, you want to fight? How about your face and my ass?
Oh my God.
Like, and then before I knew it, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure that was a threat, which it was. It would be a threat.
Confirmed. It was a threat. Yes.
Yeah. So
I don't know that they could take you seriously though without that beard. Ever since you got rid of it, I'm like, I can't take this guy serious. He's not an adult anymore.
Yeah,
I'm the other way around. Because every time I've spent time with Bobo, he's not had the beard. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yep, that's true.
This is the one I am familiar with.
We're like sitting at Paul's house, hungover, still 2 days later after our party at Whistler, and I can hear in the distance live music. And I'm like, come on, Paul, let's go. It sounds awesome. It's a bloody music festival. Can't get in. It's Squamish Fest. Fuck all those hippies. And I'm just like, come on, Paul. He was just angry at the world from the hangover. So all he's ever seen is like young Bobo wanting to go out and rage.
Oh my God. That's Shane. That was when I gave up alcohol for 4 months.
And then hopped back on.
He's back, baby.
At Bobo's house. That was where I had my next beer. The ridiculousness of it. No, honestly, I barely drink. I've had 2 bottles of beer since Sedona. Like, I just don't drink. I just don't drink.
Me as well.
Nice one. Pull the other one. Whoa. Oh my God. Your nose is knocking over your webcam. Jeez. Hold on. Put it back up.
I don't think that landed.
Yeah. I got it now, but I'm glad that
Pinocchio. It's the cartoon story. The nose is big when he lies. So I'm saying that you are lying.
The hallmark of a person who doesn't drink, they make a Pinocchio joke.
You would nose.
No. And they follow it up with a terrible pun.
Exactly. That's when you know. That's when you know you're set for stardom. So Chump MTB, who was I gotta give a shout out because Bobo talking about missing the shot, right? So Moonlight Leatherfoot. You know who that is, right?
I'm aware. Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, he is one person that comes in all shapes and sizes. I don't know why that springs to mind, but I could not say that just then.
We are not related.
So it's like, he's doing all this stuff on the ride, and it's insane. Like this one feature that I didn't do last year because I was too scared, and then I went back and did it this year. I was like, yeah, cool, I'm really cool. And then he had 2 beers at the airport, and then he came up and did the thing. And I felt like this big.
Well, I mean, that day that I got all jacked up, that I destroyed my shoulder with you over here, I hadn't drank a thing. I was sober as a bird. I had not had any alcohol that day. So you do the math.
That was your problem.
There was so what happened was that he was following RC down this feature, and I was filming RC, and I didn't even see the guy drop in, and RC cleans it, and I pan back to Shane to get some kind of hilarious, bullet point, final stop.
Yeah. Right.
The comment. And at that moment, Moonlight Leatherfoot is going arse over tit down this horrific set of rocks into a bush. And I'm like pointing the camera like this, looking over there. I've blown it.
And I have RC's camera, and all I'm focusing on is this dude falling into this huge spike bush. It was just like a thorn, but it was amazing.
So like probably one of the best things that happened that day, I blew it. But luckily, Chump MTB had my back, and he had it from another angle and graciously gave me the clip. So
one of the perks to being in a group of 75 on your ride.
Oh yeah,
Might well been, yeah.
But he brings up, I think Brian. Oh God, I'm really sorry. It's been a month. I've met a lot of people in between then. I'm pretty sure Brian, isn't it? Chump MTB.
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe. But I'm gonna go with Brian. I'm gonna just send it.
All right,
Brian.
Ugh.
He said, "Have we seen the Instagram video of the guy losing his bike off the white line?"
Yeah, I have.
Now we have some unfortunate / perhaps exclusive real news is that is fake.
Staged.
So what was it? A Walmart bike or something?
It was a bike, but someone wasn't riding it at all.
And they just
like
threw it off.
down. Yeah, apparently rumors were that it was like one of the local shops trying to put people off doing it. So they wanted to have a footage of like what could go wrong to really put the poos at people.
Did you notice how ready they were? Like, so it was just out of frame. The dude crashed where you're not going to ride if you do that. Like, it's a sand pit with a bush where you're safe.
I was very suspicious of the reframe. It's like, why would they not be aiming at it at that very moment?
And then they were ready with those like pans, like, oh, the bike fell a huge amount. Oh, it's falling again. Oh, shit, it's falling way more. You know, like,
it reeks of viral video. It's like, to me, I mean, how many views is that thing at right now?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we're obviously really prepared at all.
Right.
Totally. I can just go and take my notes. Definitely
because if you were set out to do something like that and you wanted to generate a ton of views and you couldn't, come up with anything original or be creative yourself, you could just walk up to a cliff and throw a bike off of it. That might work.
Yeah. No, I think it was.
It's like that video a while ago about where the mountain bikers like Photoshopped the green screen bear chasing them.
Oh man, that was a pretty good effort though. That one.
It was.
That one was fake.
That was fake.
Are you serious? You're just finding out now. Oh, okay, I've got it. So it's had 209,000 views on the Pink Bike Instagram.
I'd be stoked for 209,000 views.
Yeah, but that's Instagram views. It means nothing,
I guess. Well, that's I am not a moral person per se. I am all about cheating. I'm all about cheating and getting to the top, cutthroat style, however you need to. But that's a pretty shitty approach to content, something like that, because you're going to fuck it up for everybody else. Let me just bitch for a second. They're going to make sure that people stop filming out there because of shit like that. Someone could have gotten hurt because they could have been at the bottom of that shit. And it's already a gray area right now. Like before YouTube, if you wanted to go out and film somewhere, you needed like insurance policy, you needed like permission, you needed a cop on scene with you, all kinds of regulations. And YouTube has changed the game. So people doing stupid shit like that's going to fuck it up for us. End of rant.
Probably.
That's a good point.
I mean, the shop's mission of probably trying to put people off, it's probably worked. Yeah. So they're like,
any white line video is what I mean. That's all I need. Any white line video, and
well,
that I
chickened out.
Shane's gone out to the edge of it, right?
Yeah, I chickened out.
Well, props to you for even venturing out on it.
When I put that thing together, so the point at the bottom where people are watching it is called Chicken Point.
Chicken Point, yes.
Yeah. When I was grabbing the trail descriptions, I had to grab a double black for Chicken Point. It's just like Chicken Point, double black, white line, pro line.
Pro line.
I don't know. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's that bad, but it was windy. Like
if none other than it would be different. World, if there's no wind, I'd be like, whoop, whoop, straight out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, wind or not, exactly what about it is fun? It doesn't.
Well, it's the thing, isn't it? At the end, it's that I've done it. Like that's
Sure.
what it's
I
about.
came this close to dying.
Yeah.
Along with 4,000 other people that have done it.
If I wanted that, I'd just go to Vegas.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, that's what occurred last week. But we may as well, because it's been so long, and apparently all of our comments are Jerry of the Week nominations, which is going to be a massive section. Let's jump in to our topic, and our topic is coping with lockdown as a mountain biker, because that's the easiest thing that we can talk about. Because
The only
super
thing to talk
relatable,
Yeah.
super relatable to everyone, guys. Guys, lockdown. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm honest, I've ridden like more than I ever have right now.
Yeah, you're riding all the time. What are you talking about? I've been stalking your Instagram every day. Like, and nothing's changed for me. I haven't ridden in months.
Oh,
Yeah.
When
So
can you
we've
officially be back?
I got about a month left before I can do a gravel ride.
What rehab have you been doing on your shoulder?
I have a 2-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
Yes, they make 2-pound dumbbells. And
I have some.
And I've just been doing the same, just increasing the reps and just doing the same exercise every other day. Takes about 30 or 40 minutes to do. It's just like dumbbell out here and then turning it around, dumbbell up here,
Yeah.
dumbbell out to the side. But look at this, look at the range of motion.
That's good, man. That's impressive.
It's back. It's back.
No, like those things are really hard. I've done my shoulder a bunch over the last couple of years, and like it's funny when they hold it up and they're like, "Okay, now resist." And you're just like, "How did I not hold that up?"
I thought I was much stronger.
Yeah, and then I know what you mean. And then they're like, "Okay, you want to find like a 1 pound weight and just work at that?" And you're like, "Are you freaking kidding?"
Well, the
Like,
confusing part is that by the end of this month, I'm supposed to be doing 5 pounds. And then by the end of next month, I'm supposed to be doing between 10 and 15.
10 and 15 is hard with no injury.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing. I was just like, 10 and 15?
I don't like that.
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe you got this, but not.
I got that. I don't.
oh my god! When
got
do
that
you
all
start
day.
working with the? When do you start working with the shake weight? That's the.
Last time I was at Goodwill looking for props, there were a couple of shake weights in there, and it was really difficult to not leave with them. I don't know why. I did just grab
stealing them. You just pick them up and go, I must have them.
Yeah, it's like people coming down every aisle. I'm just like looking for my wife. I'm like, baby, look at this.
I bought you these.
It's your personality.
It's a good thing I'm not on a green screen.
No, maybe.
I knew it was going to lead to that, though. I knew I was going to end up doing that eventually.
Yeah. So, I am in Canada. So we haven't had a full lockdown. Of course, we have the social distancing and what have you. And I did have to stay in my house for 2 weeks when I returned to Canada, which wasn't that bad, actually. Could have been a lot worse. Luckily, my housemate, Dan, also had to be quarantined because let me tell you the story. Where he works, this woman like came in that works at the place that he does. And he also works with the son of this woman. Am I creating an incredible story here, or is it really as boring as I sound?
I zoned out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not paying
Okay,
attention.
so anyway, guy that works with my housemate is saying like, okay, oh yeah, my mum is like super sick, like she might have COVID, like she's got all the symptoms. Next minute, in walks this woman, like coughing everywhere.
Oh, God.
I'm laughing because it's just so insane, and everyone's just looking at her like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she's like, "I had to come to work." What? I know. Yeah, I know. So the manager just turns around and goes, "Well, Dan, you've been in close contact. Go home and isolate yourself for 2 weeks." On the same day that I come home, because like I'd set him up to go and stay with a friend, and just like, oh, perfect.
Sorry.
I'd set him up to go and stay with a friend so that I can like quarantine myself. Do you know what I mean? And everything. Anyway, I cut home and I see the lights on. I'm like, Dan, and he's like, well, you won't believe what's happened. So I did have someone here, another human.
It's nice.
So is not so bad. But no, now we're back out, and I'm mountain biking. I'm taking it very easy. I'm being very disciplined with the trails I ride and everything. Of course, it's still a risk, but I'm being very aware. I'm being very aware and making sure, being mindful of being very present on the trail and not just autopiloting down.
The weirdest thing is like not doing high fives and consciously being like staying away from other riders. Like,
yeah.
Some people don't get it, man.
Yeah,
some people do not get it. Like my neighborhood is like still under construction. It's a new neighborhood. They're building houses every day. And when I'm walking the dog, I'm like, there's 30 people. I got my path, like my trajectory mapped out. I'm like, this is how I avoid people. And then they seemingly are like zombies and they just come directly for you. And I'm just like, get the fuck away. Like you see me taking this way out of the way route. And like, you just like coming at me. I feel like I'm in The Walking Dead. It's like bashing skulls, but it is frustrating. Like, but it at the same time, it's a new normal, isn't it? Like I fully understand why that person
people taking it seriously. Are people taking it seriously where you are?
Well, according to BKXC, they're not.
Yeah, because this is what I've got to go off. Brian was like, I am out of this state.
Oh, he's
Everyone
probably right.
Nuts.
Yeah. Well, he was hanging out at Cess, and that's on the boonies. Let me tell you something. The closer you get to the heart of Asheville, the more hippy dippy progressive it gets, but just waiting on the wings are some really scary things. And that's where Seth lives. He lives on the wings. And am I worried about people watching this and being offended? No, fuck those people. I don't want to see them either. So yeah, there are a lot of people, I wouldn't say in the heart of Asheville, because Asheville is it's like Breckenridge. It's a very hippie. Everybody's a river raft tour guide that smokes a pound of Chiba a day. They're my people.
Wearing their hemp face masks.
And they take this shit seriously. But yeah, on the outside, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists and rednecks flying their rebel flags. Like, my rebel flag will protect me.
That makes me think of
from the COVID flag.
Cover it quick, everybody. Cover up with your hoods.
Have you watched the like most updated Tiger King episode? The one where
is that actually out? Is it out? Because
it's out, and it's funny because they're like,
no spoilers. No, don't.
Well, okay, he's just saying
it's just interviews. It's just interviews.
Are you? Do you feel like you're more famous? It's like, yeah, even with this COVID, you know, I go to Walmart and people, like 30 people are coming up want to take pictures, even with the COVID. Like,
we should have done this podcast dressed up as those guys in like the pink shirts and the cowboy hats.
Oh no!
in a bathtub.
It's now I know what my thumbnail is for my next video.
Oh man, for me, I've got to say, I feel like the meme is starting to come to an end. I can feel the kind of the oversaturation of Tiger King. It's happening, and it's like I'm kind of getting like, cool, another Tiger King meme.
Yeah. But it has gotten us through. It has gotten us through.
Oh, it was perfect timing. Isn't it like, aren't they saying it's like the most watched TV show of all time or something?
Something like that.
I mean, I'm just like thinking about that producer, the guy who was producing the original reality show, and how he kept saying, I kept looking at this footage thinking, I'm going to make $1 million off of this. And I was like, watching the show, I was like, if I was that producer, I'd be thinking the exact same thing. I'm rich. I'm fucking rich.
He moved to like Norway to get away from it all. And he's like, even here in Norway, I go down to the fjord and people are recognizing me. Like,
this is ridiculous.
I kid you not.
I know. I've seen it. And like, that's not how fjords are. Like they're massive sounds of expansive water. And it's like, you don't go, oh, hey everyone, how's the fjord today? Oh, it's pretty good. Thanks very much.
First off, I haven't heard the term fjord in quite a while. And now 3-4 times in one, conversation? That's pretty awesome. So, but social quarantine, distancing, staying away, it's really not affected me as much as the rest of the world. I am super grateful for that because I already pretty much work from home. My wife works from home. Not a lot has changed. Just our social lives have really just disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would be freaking out if my riding had been taken away, but that I took care of that a while ago. So I haven't been riding. But I'm hoping that all this gets fucking cleared up in time for my return.
Dude, it's time. You gotta somehow get yourself a trainer and Zwift. It's the perfect time because you can still do it with your thing. I bet if you put out a plea and said, "Hey, everyone, trying to get a trainer here. Can everyone band together and help me get a trainer?"
$800 for a smart
Can you guys
Yeah.
send me one of those Peloton trainers?
not the Peloton one because that's like.
Oh, they actually make a trainer?
That's what Peloton is. It's like a trainer thing that you buy, but it looks trash compared to actually having a real bike and doing it properly. But,
yeah, I got to get on Zwift. Well, I tell you what, when I do return to riding, and this is probably a lie, but I'll say it anyways. I'm going to focus on my fitness.
Paul's saying you need to focus now.
now is the perfect time.
I've been focusing on the desserts. See, when you're in quarantine,
classic. Here we go.
You gotta go
every human being
one way or another, and I have chosen the way of being fat or becoming fat.
I like that. We currently have 3 cans of aerosol whipped cream in our fridge right now.
Whippets, let's do it.
The best.
is that when you use the gas? Is that what that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
I used to work in a dairy department. I'd find them everywhere with like 0 gas in it because the kids would come in and just.
Yeah, Shade's like,
Oh my.
well, I tried to test it. No, they're empty when Balmer.
Oh man. No, do you know? I went riding with my buddy Mike the other day, and we went out, and he was just like, I put in a fair amount of work over the winter, and we went out riding, and he was like, holy shit, Paul! It's like kind of having Bobo, but like someone very like powerful at riding a bike. I'm sorry, my friend. same humor, but just like, he's like, holy shit, Paul! You would walk that last year. And this is our second time up, and I'm just like, yeah, I put in a bit of work. It's like, what? This is awesome. And he's like doing that. And then
Thanks for the compliment, Paul.
Yeah,
I
right.
was talking to my British buddy, John, and I was thinking, this is just like Paul, except with a penis. Jerk. Take that, you micro dick bastard. Sorry, I don't know how endowed he is.
And
our next subject.
The conversation was kind of gravitating that way.
Paul, how?
Yeah. Anyway, I did a lot of Zwift, and I reaped so many benefits now. Like even when we were in Sedona, even then I could feel like I was like, oh yeah, I found this bit a nightmare last year, and now it's like do. So it's all worth it.
I've got to get into shape. That definitely is a concern when I get back. Like that first climb back is going to be.
It's going to be a great walk. You're going to have a great walk.
Yeah. I'm going to have a great walk through the woods. It's going to be brutal. Oh
yeah. So wait, we haven't even talked about. Have we done the topic? I don't think so. Let's try again. So how have you been coping, Shane? Perfect.
Oh, well, I have.
Right, hold on. The world needs to know the answer. Matt Jones, hundreds of thousands of views every video. Brennan Fairclough just basically started his YouTube channel, thousands of views. Backyard trail builds, killing it. 3 clear indicators that all anyone wants to see is gardens turned into bike tracks. You have a massive garden. What?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
I mean,
where is your backyard pump track? Where is your daily series of videos on building a backyard pump track? You're leaving thousands of dollars just lying there on the table.
I have been fortunate enough to be part of the, what is it called? The industry that can stay open right now. The necessary work, whatever. I work in grocery, so
the necessary whatever. Hello, everybody. My name's Donald Trump. I'd like to talk about the necessary whatever industry.
Is that your Donald Trump impersonation? That's awful.
I don't know.
You did so well earlier.
I know. I have generic American down.
What's going on with your backyard trail? I think it's going to be fantastic.
it's going to be the best.
It's going to be tremendous. I know he says tremendous.
It's going to be best. I know.
Oh, unprecedented. I work in grocery, and grocery has been just a tiny bit busy lately.
A little.
Just a
Hey,
little
did you
bit.
see? Did you see the Australian person that took like 5,000 rolls of toilet paper and 900 bottles of sanitizer and tried to get a refund?
Yep. And the manager just gave him a middle finger. He's like,
And then the company filmed the manager saying he came in, I flipped him off, and they uploaded it to their own YouTube channel. Like they're Australian.
that's perfect.
I love
Oh, mate, he came in, and I was just like, "Fuck you, cunt." Yeah, welcome to local grocer's YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. More content like this coming. I'm actually the director, one of the directors of the whole company. I told that guy to fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah,
That's perfect.
Fuck off, you Sheila.
Oh man.
but yeah, that was incredible. Have you had any like? I know you. I said, Bobo. I said to Shane, like, Shane, what's the story with groceries? And he just says, numbers are up, Paul. Numbers are good.
Yep. Sales are up. Basket sizes are a little bit bigger. Yeah, we're going to be going against some strong numbers next year. Next year is going to be tough. We're going to need something else to bring people into the stores.
COVID-20.
You know, our stores have been cleaned and sanitized more than ever, so conditions are high.
Conditions are high.
The shelves might not be that full, but we're good. You know,
It's a good corporate chat going on right now. Guys, great work, everyone. We are killing it. That's a Shane. Bobo, let's me and you do a business call at Shane's retail establishment. So, John, how are the numbers looking from the south quarter?
Oh, yeah. Numbers are up. Are we still doing accents? I don't think so.
Just do whatever. I'm kind of doing a formal British corporate voice. So we'll start again. We'll go from the top. Take two. Okay. So, John, how are the numbers looking in the southwest region here?
Oh, yeah. They're looking quite nice. I'm going to do my Neil.
For God's sake, stop breaking character! You meant to be an actor.
Bobo,
Right. Take
Neil.
3.
Get inside.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
Wait, what's the
Hi,
scene
everyone.
again?
Oh, for God's
well,
sake.
suffice it to say,
Basically, we're trying to make out that we're geniuses. We're geniuses because all the retail sales are so up right now. But no one will admit that it's because of COVID. Anyway, the moment's passed. The moment's passed.
the supply chain is strained. Yeah,
We tried.
I thought it was pretty good.
Bobo's. What's going on?
Hang on a second. I just got to get into character.
Where am I from?
Welcome to Slapstick TV here on the Jerry Podcast. It's a quick segment where we just fall over and cause ourselves harm.
He can't even hear us right now.
Wait,
What is he doing for real?
I bet maybe he said he's going to get into character.
He's putting on a costume. I hope you're listening. I hope you're watching this video right now. Oh, whoa, the mouth move?
What?
Let's try this again, Paul. Go. Go, Paul. Go.
You need to be watching the YouTube video right now.
I'll show this guy how to act, Shane. Okay.
Sales are up. They are through the roof. Our biggest seller, our top seller, crack. People really love crack.
The dispensaries in Colorado are still open. The dispensaries are considered an essential business. The liquor stores are up too.
I just wanted to break out the wolf mask. It was staring at me right over there.
It's coming in a video. It's got to be coming in one of your next videos, right?
Yeah, I've been saving it.
Oh, surely you've got to do some. What was that? Teen Wolf. You got to do Teen Wolf, but on bikes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that was the idea. That's roughly the idea.
I've blown it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a secret pie. Freaking idiot.
God damn it, Paul.
What were we even talking about? Okay,
There goes
Shane,
my
why
werewolf video.
haven't you built? Look, listen. I'm going to throw some numbers at you here. This is Matt Jones. Matt Jones is.
What's that?
Frick off. He's like a pro. He's a Red Bull helmet person. Okay.
Where do you buy those?
He's been making like lockdown episodes where he's been building jumps in his back garden. Right.
Ooh.
Listen to this. 2 weeks ago they start. 266, 272, 394, 359, 477. And it goes on like that.
1,000?
He's made 1,000. Oh, yeah, 1,000. And he's done 9 episodes.
Wow.
Well, that might be more proof that if you're a Red Bull guy or a pro rider, that you need to get on your social media game. It may have less to do with the backyard thing and more to do with who they are.
It's all backyard,
but it's definitely the backyard thing.
Yeah, he's been doing like 3 videos a week for ages now.
Wow, oh,
but
really?
Nothing has changed like these backyard builds. It's insane.
Well, here's the thing. So where I live in Colorado, I live in an area in Colorado that is very on the other side politically as what Colorado normally is. So you go somewhere and everyone is rebelling. Like I did go to the Home Depot to get some lumber, and I was thinking, I had my face mask on. I was trying to stay away from people. Freaking no one is doing anything. They're not wearing face masks. They walk right down the same aisle as you. They'll freaking brush up against you. And I got a little bit of wood, but I didn't get enough to make some big jumps.
Hold on. They brushed up against you and you got a little bit of wood.
Yes, I did. No, I brought home a tiny bit of lumber.
They call that a polite boner.
A little bit of wood.
It's just a little bit of wood.
A halfie.
It's not like aggressive, like here it is, like you can really see it.
Oh God.
Hang a towel on it. It's just like a subtle boner.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the crushing mum. I'm sorry to the crushing mum here, but we've just descended into this. Well, I
have we talked about much other than dicks, though? I mean, being honest, like that's pretty much been the focus.
That is the clickbait.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I don't think we can do that. Yeah. So, Shane, just go and build something in the backyard.
Okay.
That's Well,
if you have a backyard, go build it something because I have no backyard, so I really can't pull that move yet.
Dude, if I had a garden, it would be gone. I'd be like daily videos.
You've got the time though.
Yeah, but I don't have the yard. This is like
my lunch break is almost over. I've got to get back to work. I've got the notifications coming in.
We haven't even got to like Jerry of the Week or anything else. Like we've been away. We've got to give the people what they want. Just take an extra break.
Behind.
The boss said it was
holding us back.
The boss said it was fine. So
yeah, okay,
it's cool.
Yeah, Backyard Trail Builds is his channel is really blowing up, and it has been revealing in terms of how important it is to have a business plan when you're doing a YouTube thing or anything in life. You should have. Well, there's no secret to his content. He's not going to wake up tomorrow after he publishes his whatever Friday video is and go, what's next week's video going to be? One of the things that I've done is I've kind of created this randomness to my content, which a lot of people like. And yet I can't help but wonder if that betrayed me on some level because it's almost too random and people don't exactly know what to expect. People not only love Backyard Trail Builds, but there's something to be said about the comfort of getting the same thing, only different. Like people love that. It's like watching your favorite show. You expect them to roughly do the same antics. Yeah. You expect the same soundtrack. If everything was different, it wouldn't be the same show. So bravo to Backyard Trail Builds for being like focused and staying on the path. And it's no surprise that he's growing so fast.
Well, I went to one of his videos to try to learn how to make a bump because I'm not quite there with jumps. I've got the kiddos. They wanted a bump to ride. And he started busting out like special tools and a ruler and shit. And I was like, I've just got a little bit of wood in the back. Like I just need to make a bump. I want to know how to make a regular bump, not a geometrically correct thing with all of the right tools.
You lost me at protractor.
Exactly. No, Seth does a great job.
Both Seths. And I think like that's another testament. Like Seth Bike Hacks has always been a guy who's focused on specific content and not rolling the dice on it. Like vlogs. All three of us like to go out and vlog. Have you ever seen a Backyard Trail Builds vlog or a Seth Bike Hacks vlog? If you have, they're rare. And not that they're not needed every once in a while, but it's just like I'm starting to try to evaluate my own content based on their success and say, like, maybe I should narrow down what I do a little more specific so that there's a bit more of a rhythm to it. People will know what to expect more. And then it'll help me plan content in the future as well.
Because a vlog is very in the moment. You get it now. You're living right now versus like something evergreen content, they call it, right? Like how-tos and I don't know.
For sure.
I think it's
Paul's face.
It's more, you can still, like, there's still a lot of successful vlog channels.
Oh, I'm
It's
not
just
saying
that-
anything bad about vlogs. I'm just saying that those
I'd
guys
say
had
I don't think I really do many like vlogs, because every time I'm making a video, I know what the title is going to be. Like, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, I've got my first e-bike video coming this week.
I'm so excited.
And I think I've got a pretty good story in amongst it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my most popular video that got 3.7 million views, and I'm just going to try and make another one of those.
Just copy
Easy.
it. Straight
Sounds
up.
really simple.
So I go, okay, so how do I do the introduction? Okay, great.
I think what you should focus on is the title, whatever that video's title and thumbnail is. Mimic that
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Well, I have mimicked it a couple times, and every time that I've mimicked it, it's been like a hole in one. I've done 3 of them, yeah. So one of them was like 425,000, and then the one I did with Carl that came out the other week is on 75. So it's can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that kind of formula.
Put e-bike in the title, and the views
I know.
will come.
Well, we'll see. Although typically e-bike videos do crap on every other channel. Like even EMBN, like it's not like this runaway success. So who knows? But I have intention, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, intention is the most important thing for sure. I agree.
Yeah. But there we go. So do we have any advice? Should we add any kind of value to this podcast? Because there's always so much value.
No.
Like what tips? Stay safe. Actually, I've got something to. I'm actually getting loads of feedback from someone, and I don't know who it is or why it is, but I can just hear myself as I talk.
Oh, like feedback. I thought you meant like.
I thought you meant like someone giving you advice.
Yeah.
No, I mean
My
literally,
headphones on.
I am talking and I can hear myself talk at
It's
the
me.
same time.
Like
Okay, thank you very much. There we
just turned it
go.
down.
I was,
some advice.
yeah, because I was just like, God, good. You know when you hear yourself talk and you just
You want
start
some
sounding
feedback,
drunk?
Paul? You want some advice? Here you go. It's funny to me how a family can be torn to pieces by something so simple as a pack of wild dogs. Wrap your mind around that hypothetical.
There we go. That is this week's advice.
That's just Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy from Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
if you
okay.
guys remember.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
know.
So to get this, this is the classic moment of stupid that I did capture in this video. Obviously, if you're going to listen 49 minutes into this podcast, you deserve some sort of exclusive treat. So someone did a slash burn in Squamish yesterday, got out of control. The entire valley filled with smoke. Like it was, I was like, what the hell? Is there a fire? I'm like, it smells like a fire. It's April. And then sure enough, you look out in the valley, it's all smoke. And then someone came and told me what happened is someone was just trying to burn their stuff and it got out of control. Because apparently a slash burn ban came into effect today. So they did it yesterday to try and beat the burn ban. But oh look, it went out of control and the whole thing filled up with fire. So
Google, what is a slash burn?
it's just when you have all your it's when you have all your I think it's when you have like all your leaves and stuff, like you know, you've cleared off your garden and you just put it in a big pile and burn it.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty nuts. So if you do have any recommendations, even if perhaps your country's leader says that you should do it, but then says he won't do it, like maybe just listen to the guidelines and maybe you follow them. That would be my bit of advice for everyone.
Well, my bit of advice is if you have cross-country trails or easy trails around you you've never explored, maybe now's a good time.
Oh yeah, that's a
If
good
you're
one.
allowed to get out. Yeah.
If you're allowed.
And my advice is that, you know, this is unprecedented times. We're all locked away, and we're probably fighting cabin fever and boredom. Next time you're spanking the monkey, put a pinky in your ass. Do some butt stuff. You might be surprised at where that takes you in life. Yeah, don't be shy about it either. That's it.
You sound like
stuff.
what?
Do more.
You sound like one of the pilots from Airplane. Jimmy, have you ever seen a grown man naked? Okay. Anyway, we'll end that, and it's time for Joey of the Week.
Is it you? Is it me? It's the Joey of the Week.
You know, these songs I earlier this week, might have been yesterday or so, I offered to do like some full band versions, and I sent over just like a quick draft to Paul, and his response was like, the ones that we have are perfect. Thanks, Shane. The ones we already have are great.
Shane did them. I just want to add, it's not like I did them and then I was like, no, Shane, they're fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was just confused as to what I was listening to, and then I was like, is that Joey of the Week?
That's the intro song.
Oh yeah, the intro song.
Yeah,
but then I was like, where's Shane's voice?
Well,
like,
I haven't sung it yet.
Well, it's the intro song is nothing without your voice.
Okay, let me sing them, and I will
My lyrics, of course.
I will pitch them to you. Yes, there are your lyrics. You get credit.
Bobo, do you know how I
We'll
write
wait
the lyrics?
Hey, Bobo, I'll send you some wave files, and you can record some lead guitar over it.
We should start a band. Like, totally should have a band going at this point.
Heckin' A.
Heck yeah.
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 I'm too classically trained to be in a modern band. So
That is true. You would just stand out
My
like
balls are classically trained.
well, they've got a mass amounts of hair. Is that the classically trained?
it's just hair.
I'll stand up and just spread them wide so you can see. Like when they get real paper thin, that's where you see the classical trained part.
That's gross. Anyway, welcome all people under 18 years old to the podcast. Please forget everything that you've just heard and don't ask your parents about it. Okay, Nene, let's get into Joe of the Week here.
Well,
Bobo,
so last week's nominations, that's pretty much all we got in comments, was so many nominations.
Wow.
They're long. Can you read on the fly?
You guys gave me?
Can you read on the fly with inflection and not be boring?
Yeah, so Bobo, open that document and scroll down to Joe of the Week. I'll get started with the first one on Marcus Lee here. One day, I load my bike onto the roof rack in a hurry. 15 minutes into the drive, I hear a loud knock and bang. That's concerning. It's like knock, bang. Wait a minute. Those are two bad noises, normally heard by themselves. Together, this must be a terrifying prospect. So let's find out. He looks to his right and sees the handlebar and grips waving at me from outside the passenger window. It turns out the claw/clamp thing wasn't tight on the down tube, so it slid right off. Luckily, the tire straps were strong enough to hold the bike on the roof.
Man.
There is now a dent in my Subaru. Just casual flex there. It's my Subaru, guys. My Subaru. Which I just bought months before the bike.
Oh no!
Ooh.
And but don't worry, the bike is apparently perfectly fine. That's that reaction. It's just
like
when you look behind.
I like that. That's a good Joey of the Week nomination because you're such a spectacle on the road and you can't hide from anyone. You can't exactly fix it right then. It's a sustained moment.
So true.
Yeah. Oh God, embarrassing, frightening, and yeah, throwing in the fact that he name dropped the Subi, but it was a new Subi.
brand new Subaru.
My new Subaru, everyone.
A lot of things to think about. Yeah.
But I've had that before where I've turned around and my bike's not been on the rack. It's like it's gross.
I saw a bike bouncing down the interstate once when I was leaving a trail in Florida.
Oh no!
It was a Yeti also.
Oh,
there it is. It's the vomit in
Cars
the mouth.
just went like this, and we're like, "What the fuck's going on?" We're like, "Oh, it's a Yeti!"
it's a Yeti. Oh no, it's so bad.
You can just tell. You just knew right away from the green. You're like, "I know that color."
Oh man! All right, moving on. Rosie, Oh, hey, we met
Rosie Bobo in real life.
Yeah.
IRL, as the internet says.
IRL. Is that what that means?
Yes, she
Yeah.
is in the process of starting a YouTube channel.
Huh.
And I think we all gave her some pretty good advice. Or
I gave her some quite direct advice, which was start it.
stop it.
I think I gave my classic speech where I puff out my chest and I say, the biggest thing holding anyone back from a YouTube channel is not starting one.
She's put out 2 videos since then.
What would her
She
channel
has?
name be? Roostin' with Rosie? That'd be pretty good.
Right now it's
Oh, that's such a good name.
Yeah, that
I
is
hope
such a
she
good name.
changes
Hey,
it.
Rosie,
Or
change it.
Rosie the Rooster?
Roosting with Rosie.
No, roosting with Rosie is
Yeah, that's perfect.
solid.
The advice I gave her was everyone's got POV. Put your personality into it, Rosie. You know, people are there for you.
Put the personality into the POV.
People are there for you, Rosie. Okay, so she says, hey guys, rad to meet you at Skyrock Inn last weekend, which was a month ago. Thanks for setting that up. Okay, I've got a nomination for Joey of the Week. Dave, the dude who was with me and had flipped over backwards riding uphill. So that night, he actually won. he won the crash of the week.
Oh, okay. Look, before you even read this, I already know. You guys know this move, the flip backwards up the hill. That is such a Joey move.
I almost pulled one, but RC caught me, which was great.
Oh, man.
So
True
Dave,
story.
he got a new trail pump, probably a big trail pump before the trip. He was diligent about carrying it on rides, along with extra sealant and tubes. Who carries sealant on a ride?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I might I'll get to the point where I'm like, I've got my $40 Tubolito tube, and that's all I want to carry, you know, because I don't want to carry sealant with me. Goodness gracious. Okay. She said, so on Sunday, we were out for a ride on some demo bikes, and we were just getting onto the trails. And then all of a sudden, most of the air is out of his back tire. He's digging through his pack, which is probably as big as a kitchen sink, and the pump was not there. Soon after we got back from the Skyrock and removed the pack, drunk Dave sabotaged Dave's ride. All the planning and preparation for that one time we needed on the trail, it was not.
Oh, that's a Joey move.
Total Joey Dave. Hey, this is going to be the second time that Dave has gotten either a Joey or a crash of the week.
Amazing.
right.
That's pretty legendary.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I will link Rosie's. I don't think she's quite started into it yet, but I'll link her channel below.
She's done a couple. She needs to put some effort into the thumbnails and Tyler, everything.
Personality into it, Rosie.
The thumbnails are so important.
With Rosie, okay.
Hey, Jacksepticeye just did a really good how to make a thumbnail one. Everyone should watch it.
Who is it?
It's pretty. Jacksepticeye's one of the biggest gaming channels, and he just did a really good thumbnail tutorial with some. He's like, I don't really know much about Photoshop, but he just tells you all the things you actually need to know, and it's pretty good. And he's very good at making like poppy, eye-catching thumbnails. Jacksepticeye. He's Irish. He goes, top of the morning, everyone.
Top of the morning to you.
Yeah. And he does swear, and he's pretty inappropriate. He's pretty funny.
Perfect.
What was I was going to say something, but now I already can't remember.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
It was on the tip of my tongue. It was really. Oh yeah, Shane, have you put those new Michelin tires on yet?
No, not yet. I haven't done much.
Let me know when you give it a go.
Oh man, friggin' hard as hell.
They are very, very good tires. I've got to give them that. But boy, are they tight to get on.
No.
So I changed mine a couple of days ago, and I had to use 2 tie levers at every step.
What?
It's real. It's real.
I've got my cross country setup going on right now. Super light tires and wheels, but yeah, when the season hits and I get rowdy again, I guess I need to buy some metal tire levers.
No, actually, classic name drop, #not spawn. The Park Tool ones, they're really thick. They're not like normal Park ones, which are like thin and pointy. You want the fat, stubby ones. Those are the ones to get them on and off.
Okay. All right, okay. Bobo, you're up. Can you read?
Yeah,
can you read?
I can read kind of good.
Yeah. I have a friend that's like Bobo, but he can read.
He don't read too good. All right. This next Joey of the month or week, sorry, Joey of the week submission comes from another fellow YouTuber, the one and only Jordan Boostmaster,
Who has never been to Sedona.
and has never been a Joey. I would guess he probably was born not a Joey.
He's been a Joey multiple times. Don't you worry.
Okay, we're going to find out, aren't we? Jordan says, I'd like to nominate myself for Joey of the Week. I was riding my new hardtail this week, and I put on some sweet new pedals, but on only the second ride with it, the right pedal was getting loose. The stupid thing was I never bought any tools.
What?
Literally nothing, nor did my friend. I needed an 8mm for the pedals, and I even asked a couple of other riders for tools, but no one had an 8mm. Ooh, asking for tools from random other riders. That's my move. That's how I prepare for a ride. I hope that other people are prepared.
Not having a tool. Okay.
Yeah. He goes on to say that I tried to ride a bit lighter for the rest of the ride back, which was hard for him to do, but
Yeah, I cut little flex. It was pretty hard for me, guys. Pretty hard. Yeah.
But when I got home, I realized I stripped the crank threads.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was the drive side too. So needed a whole new crank set for the hardtail. But on the plus side, he did have some laying around, which were better than the stock ones.
Another flex.
But lots of flexing going on. It's like, I'm Jordan Boostmaster. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you guys. Except when I do it, I clear massive doubles.
For free. Oh, man. Well, okay. So, yeah, he stripped it. He stripped the drive side. But I think the biggest Joey moment is going out with no tools.
Yeah. That's,
And then asking people, do you have a multi-tool?
But then those
that's a
people
humble-
also did.
humble
Those
moment.
people also. Do you know? Does everyone know the trick that you can add two Allen keys together?
The 2 and the 6 or
Bobo, do you know that?
4 and the 4.
No, I did not know
You
that.
just have to stick them in there.
Yeah, you just take two Allen keys and add them together.
Ah,
Yeah,
that makes
called,
sense.
It's called the DP.
Oh,
So you
okay.
you could have two 4mm Allen keys or a 6 and a 2.
I've seen examples of this online.
3 and a 5.
Increasingly embarrassing porn.
Okay, mediocre mountain biker. Is that Jason?
Yeah, it's Jason. He's the
Okay.
one that made the intro video.
Made the intro. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Are you going to use
okay.
it for this one?
Installing a new dropper post, I took off the seat post collar to clean it and the frame. Sorry, it's tough, tricky inflection. You got to get that right first time. Okay, dropping in. Installing a new dropper post, I took off the seat post collar to clean it and the frame. Proceeded to hook up the cable to the dropper and then set the post into the frame. Went to tighten the seat post collar and the seat post collar wasn't on there. I had to uninstall the seat post, put the collar on the frame, and reinstall because obviously the outer has gone all the way through. Damn, that's
And it's
pretty
It's a pain in the ass to do droppers.
Yeah,
So
that's
such a pain in the ass.
that's a high quality Joey move right there.
is.
It's the a perfect. I gotta say, chaps, the perfect Joey mechanical thing that we're looking for is okay, and the next step and
Oh, my tires gone
that's-
backwards.
that's it. Joey, oh yeah,
Yeah. And we're
story.
almost coming to the last step, and we're starting over. Yeah.
yeah.
Never a good feeling.
Jeremy Rick.
Jeremy Ricks.
Hashtag Joey of the Week nomination. I'm fortunate enough to live in a place where I'm able to still go out and ride. Oh, okay, awesome. And he just built up his new bike, first time for the season during isolation. He said, at the end of the first trail, I started to feel a pretty violent rattle on the front of my bike. I couldn't tell where it was coming from, so I just kept riding, I did one lap through the jump line and thought my front brake felt a little bit funny. And at the top of the second lap, my buddy, who was over 6 feet away, I'll tell you, he looks at my bike and just goes, oh God. He hadn't tightened the bolts holding the caliper on fully on the bottom. Oh, he didn't tighten his brake caliper bolts, and his brake calipers just
Oh, my God.
Nightmare.
horrible sound. I just decided to keep riding. That's a pretty good one, Jeremy.
Oh, that's a Joey move. That I hears a bad sound, ignores it. Joey move.
Caliper flopping around. All right.
As opposed to Paul the puncher, who thinks he hears a sound every 2 seconds, but there's nothing going on.
And is always right, like as has been proven on multiple occasions. I'd like to add.
You hear that?
It's like, Paul, can we just fucking ride?
And I go to someone. Then I go to a
I need the fastball.
fast. Then I go to a professional, and the professional goes, "Yep, you were right."
Yep,
And then
yep.
Bobo goes, "Oh, god damn it."
Oh man.
We've got to do our Jerry moments as well, by the way. I've got a couple to roll out so everyone doesn't feel alone. Okay.
Is it me now, Marty? Marty Richards?
It is you, Bobo.
AKA Octodad.
MTB1.
Octodad. He's got a special skill and he's one, and then he goes, "Become Octodad," and 8 of them appear.
Marty Richards, aka the Octodad. Joey moved this week. He said he was riding by himself at night with no lights in New Zealand. Are there animals in New Zealand that can kill you?
Probably.
I think so. Getting in the zone on my new YT bike while losing track of time. I was late for picking up his kids and had to ride out using my phone light. How does one even rig that? Like, I think he should win Joey MacGyver award if there is one. How the fuck do you rig that light to help in any way? But he used his phone light to get out while getting 8 angry phone calls from Octomom. Octomom.
They're calling it the same time.
Angry kids and angry wife equals more bike therapy. Oh man. Going out and doing night rides with no lights, that's the story of my life.
So it seems there's actually a movie of some kind called Octodad.
Well, yeah.
It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon, apparently. No idea. Anyway, that's pretty terrible. And then rounding it off, our friend, the mustache man himself, MTB Alan, says himself and 3 people were riding on a gravel ride in Sedona, and I'll go back to first person. We were riding Slim Shady in order to get to Highline Trail, and we were having so much fun on Slim Shady that we totally ignored any kind of maps or direction or sense of direction, thus leading us not making the left turn we should have made. Uh-oh. After a bunch of rad riding, we ended up around the other side of Cathedral Rock, repeatedly reading the no bike entry sign at the bottom of Highline and wondering what to do. We decided that instead of backtracking, we should continue onto Baldwin. There's a question mark. That's the inflection.
Yeah.
Eventually, we landed on the service road, then became roadies on our bikes, pedaling our knobby tires on gravel back to town where we'd left the truck. So he completely missed the trail that they were going to ride because they missed one turn.
If only there were like trail maps that were placed strategically on that trail, or maybe something on your phone that you could look at to see where you're at.
We should invent something like that on the phone. I think that
should.
But when you come to a fork in the trail and you know which way to go.
the way it goes?
Yeah. I've got to say roof rack.
It's definitely the roof rack.
It's
gotta be the roof rack. I'm cringing still thinking about it.
Marcus, you win this week.
Oh yeah. And that's a very strong. So what have we done? I'll jump in because I've had the most opportunities. So number 1, I was riding my bike down the trail, heard a rattle. I was almost going to forget this until Buddy said that. I heard a rattle and I was like, oh, what's this now? Like, da da da. And I knew what the rattle was because it's not the first time it's happened. And it was my bottle cage had come loose. And it's just like the loudest noise and you think something horrific is happening. You're just like, oh,
it's just the bottle cage.
It's my water bottle. But it's the fear. You're like, oh no, what's happening? Oh, water bottle. Okay.
I got one way worse than that. I got
go
one way better than that. So Paul and I decided to drop in on A-Line at Whistler. And the thing that we discussed before we dropped in was not the massive moon booter or whatever. It was the rock drop Everybody knows what I'm talking about. The rock drop in the middle of A-line. And I was like, well, how big is it? He's like, oh, I'm going to do it. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, so I do it. He's like, yeah, we've done stuff that size or maybe bigger, and you'll be fine. And sure as shit, we're casing every jump. I'm fearing for my life because the jumps on A-line are just way bigger in person as per usual. Once again, fooled by the GoPro. And I round the corner and Paul lets out this horrific scream as he disappears. What? From sight. And I just it just locked me up. I'm going to blame Paul on this. It was his enthusiastic scream of going off the drop that tricked my brain to thinking this is not a good thing. So I locked up the brakes, skid to the edge of the drop with my front tire hanging on it. And I was like, at least there was no one behind me. Turn around. People just braking, slamming on their brakes. It must have been 5 people locking up the brakes going sideways. And I couldn't apologize enough. I'm so sorry. And then to make it worse, people just kept coming because the line never stops on A-line.
Yeah.
So I couldn't back up to roll into it again. So I had to hike my bike down the side of it with all these people just absolutely sending it. And never have I felt like such a Joey before in my life. That's so embarrassing.
I thought he died.
Yeah.
I carried up. Like what happened is I think I may pick I've been doing this thing for quite a number of years, and I just and I always feel like this, I can only describe it as pop, pop, boop. And that's how I feel. And something felt weird, and I was like, whoa, whoops. And I was fine. But I do screams down the trail all the time, but I guess it's probably not the best time to get
me. I just thought it's bigger now, or are we going off the wrong side of it or something. I just locked up the brakes.
You are lucky you stopped, because so many times, and I've done it, when you hesitate and lock the brakes, you have a much worse crash than you would have if you would have just tried it.
Yeah, for sure.
Locked up the brakes and just fallen off the edge.
Oh man, this close. I was this close for that happening. The guy behind me nearly knocked me off of it. But
he just, I think it made it into the final cut. I think he says, hang on a minute, we could probably show it because who's going to copyright?
You can hear his sigh.
He's so close to me. Come on, man.
He's I'm I'm sorry. I know how you feel. It
is a pretty legendary moment. If we can, I've already found the video. Hold on.
Oh my God, that was quick.
If we can somehow Chrome tab, there it is. Can you hear any of that?
Nope.
You can't hear it. Okay. Wait. Okay, that's you in Whistler. Wait, I'm gonna pause it. It's gonna be okay. There's the amazing shots that we got. Oh, Bobes, how good was this little section here, though?
So sick. Freight train.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful that day, man. The mist and the fog.
There it is. It doesn't look very good because this is 24 and this is 30. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. But when I got that shot, I came back and I watched it back and I was like, whoa, we fucking did it. We look cool. Oh, there's a bunch of them. That was such a fun day.
Yeah.
Oh, remember when we saw the bear? We almost ran into a bear. That was pretty close.
That was pretty close.
Where is it? It's coming. There we go.
There it is.
This is it. Bobo does have the conversation where it's like, oh, here we go. Dum bum bum.
And he goes,
I'm like, wait for it. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I could just hear them locking up their brakes behind me, and they were so pissed at me. I'm sorry, I've never seen it. I didn't know.
It was a pretty legendary moment, that's for sure. And it was just I kept asking, I was like, have you seen a guy on an orange bike? And he's like, oh yeah, there's someone looking at the drop. And I was like, oh good, at least that's alive.
Your words were, is there a dead guy back there?
An orange bike nearby.
Right.
Nate, have you done anything Joey-licious?
Other than not utilizing my backyard no. I can't say. Wow. I've been keeping it so safe. Other than I think I got this 2 days ago.
Oh. What did Dash do to you? You can tell us.
I was just, we went to the Amazon store and those toys are cheap. You got to go through adamandeve.com. Those are the high quality ones. The Amazon Chinese ones are horrible. No, I was just going through a squeeze and caught a pedal, and I was on my bike, and suddenly I wasn't. I was
It's always that moment of betrayal.
Yeah, but no, I haven't really done very many Joey things.
No, I also put my front tire on backwards the other day. That was
remember
crushing.
That from Instagram, yeah.
That was crushing. And I said it's not like whoop 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 whoop. It's like come on, yes. That's kind of what it's like. And I even got to the point where I freaking hung it on the rack, and that's where I saw. I was like, perfect, all ready for later on. But then you just have to do it. You just have to take it off, turn it around, put it back on, and that's just what you got to do. And that's how it goes. Well, this has been quite the delightful return to making a podcast.
Yeah,
Bobes, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
yeah, thank you.
Always fun to hang out with you fellas.
We'll not stick to a schedule. We're just going to make these when they come up. So make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend. Do you know what? We might actually get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel.
No way.
We need I think it's 35 more people.
Oh, we're
there. Someone just go tell a friend or something. Like this is, I was actually you were on this podcast, the Local Roots podcast, Bobes.
Yep.
I chatted with those guys yesterday and I was like, guys, how did you grow a podcast channel? And they're like, well, we've just started. I'm just like, well, how did you freaking do it? And I have no idea still. So we're just going to keep clickbaiting, keep going strong.
When the episode comes out, share it, Bobo. You've got 35 people. I'm sure you do.
I got that.
Yeah.
There's 35 people walking around together outside your street. So just shout out to them.
Easily.
Hey, idiots.
Hey, subscribe, you sons of bitches. Stop walking towards me.
No. So, but Shane, do you have any closing remarks?
Just
important news.
a thoughtful remark of the week is I think as we're all going through this,